What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlemania here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including a major change to a Wrestlemania match. Is Drew McIntyre still angry with WWE? Is there any heat on LA Knight? WWE changing up plans for Alexa Bliss? Logan Paul went off script at the Rumble. Is Jim Johnston back in WWE? Hollywood eyeing Alexa Bliss? And much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlemania XL. And now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Now, first story looks at a major change to a WrestleMania match. At top of today's news is a report that WWE has decided to book a triple threat for WrestleMania 41. And as we'll see, it's a big change from what fans have heard. PW Insider is reporting, "For everyone who's asked, my belief is the Roman Reigns' out of action reference made by Michael Cole was more of a way to explain his absence in the storyline short term than anything else. Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins currently is the plan for WrestleMania 41. Now, while it's always possible WWE is putting this story out to mislead fans into the actual main event, the apparent change of plans are huge. At first, it suggests that none of these three superstars will have a world title match at WrestleMania unless Cody or Gunther drops their respective world titles to one of the three, quite an unlikely prospect. Second, it's possible that this match won't be one of the WrestleMania's two main events. Now, this is problematic for CM Punk, as WWE has built up the story of Punk's quest to main event Mania for the first time. Although WWE doesn't have to book a world title into WrestleMania's main event, something fans saw last year when Night 1's main event was a tag team match involving Reigns and The Rock versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, it's bound to raise eyebrows. After all, Punk, Reigns, and Rollins have each made it clear that they want a world title, but now they're stuck in a feud, albeit a very interesting one. I mean, who doesn't want Punk, Reigns, and Rollins to clash at WrestleMania? It's more or less a dream match. Now, at one point, WWE seemed to be headed for a triple threat between Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, and The Rock, but that no longer appears to be the case. As for Reigns' absence, it's no surprise, as the Tribal Chief is a WWE part-timer. Rollins' post-Rumble attack on Reigns was a smart way to write him off television and further his long-brewing feud with the Visionary. What do you think of WWE going in this direction for WrestleMania? Was it the right choice? I mean, how many times are we going to go for a WrestleMania and Punk is still not going to get his WrestleMania main event? Judging by how much mileage that Punk has in WWE as a wrestler, he's not got long left. Is there any reason why WWE keeps snubbing him at the main event? Do you think there'll be any chance of Punk getting into a title match somehow? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up is Drew McIntyre still angry with WWE. Now, is Drew McIntyre still upset with WWE management? You may recall the story that the Scottish Warrior was furious with LA Knight, who allegedly threw off the timing for the Royal Rumble spot where Damian Priest threw him out. There were also murmurings that Drew was very disappointed with plans with them having facing Priest at WrestleMania, with PW Insider describing it as a nothing match. Drew was also seen cursing and shouting and left the arena quite quickly, even before the Rumble had finished. However, whatever happened, Sportskeeda's Dr. Chris Featherstone is now tweeting, "Drew McIntyre's frustrations have cooled off and things are moving forward," WWE sources have informed me. There's no word if Drew vs Damian is still planned for Mania, as last week's SmackDown featured a confrontation between Jacob Fatu and Damian Priest that fans are still buzzing about. But is there any heat on LA Knight? Now, speaking of LA Knight, is there any heat on Knight for his alleged blunder? Well, not according to two new reports. In an update to the situation, Bodyslam.net and PW Nexus's Viper reports have confirmed that LA Knight does not have any heat on him internally for the botched Drew McIntyre elimination spot with Damian Priest this past Saturday at the 2025 Rumble. But do you think Knight did anything wrong? What do you think is next for the megastar? Will he continue chasing Shinsuke Nakamura for the US Championship or work against someone else? Next up, WWE changing plans for Alexa Bliss. Now, Alexa Bliss is back in WWE, but a new report from PW Insider suggests WWE is rethinking its plans to have Bliss wrestle on Raw. The report states Bliss may be headed to SmackDown, with the WWE putting her into the Wide Six. A rumor had it that Bliss was going to join Uncle Howdy's fiendish faction, but these plans seemingly went up in smoke after reports surfaced of Bliss and WWE clashing over a new deal. But it seems those plans are now 100%, as PW Insider just recently reported we can confirm this morning that is 100% where she will be going on SmackDown. Now, there seems to be a quick hint in the Lily doll as well, as when Alexa Bliss brought a new Lily doll out at the Royal Rumble, eagle-eyed fans noticed that there was a 6 in her eye. Could this be Bliss teasing that she was going to be in the Wyatt 6 after all? Next up, an update on Jordynne Grace's WWE deal. Jordynne Grace has signed with the WWE, a much anticipated move that was confirmed by WWE last week. However, how long is a former TNA Knockouts champion signed with WWE for, and how does WWE intend to use her? Well, Fightful Select had this to say about Grace's deal, as the report notes Grace has signed a 5-year contract which keeps her in WWE through 2029. In addition, Grace has the rights to her ring name and theme song. As for how WWE plans to use her, Fightful notes the plan is of her being signed headed to NXT brand for at least some time being. WWE sources that we've spoken to claim that Grace signed a main roster level deal. Most in the company don't expect her to be in NXT long. We're not been told she's planned for tonight's show, but will be near the Performance Center at least temporarily. Next up, Logan Paul went off script at the Rumble. Did Logan Paul go into business for himself at the Royal Rumble? Well, that's a claim Paul made during an episode of his Impulsive podcast. The former United States champion discussed how he nearly came to blows with his friend Kai Cenat. I'm like, what's this Kai? And sure enough, I look up and there's Kai Cenat. He's chirping at me, and I just got thrown out of the Rumble. I'm like, bro, I don't need this energy. I was frustrated, so I basically blamed the entire loss on him. We just started going at it, and he fired back at me. Meanwhile, I'm like, do I risk my job and drag him over the barricade, like distract from the match? Because bro, I don't even know how I got eliminated from the Rumble. Both Kai and Logan Paul were dropping numerous F-bombs that was over a live stream, and you could tell that it actually got heated. Paul is notorious for working people, which is one of the reasons he's an ideal fit for pro wrestling, so it's possible he was just looking for heat for himself or on Kai. Next up, Bloodline Takeover WWE 2K25 continues. Now, fans of the Bloodline should be happy after news dropped about more Bloodline members being added to 2K25. For those who haven't been following the news on the video game, there will be a special Bloodline edition of the game, and in addition, Xavier Woods recently revealed that 3-minute warnings Rosie and Jamal will be in the game. This will actually mark Rosie's first in-game appearance, ever. As for Jamal, he's only ever been in a video game as Umaga, dating back to SmackDown vs. Raw 2007, and most recently, he's now in the 2K25 game, as Umaga. However, he did strangely appear as Jamal in Wrestle Kingdom. But there's also more news, as the Wild Samoans of Afa and Sika will also be in the game, making their debut into the video game franchise. Next up, a WWE superstar back soon. A WWE superstar Jade Cargill has been out of action following a mysterious backstage attack, and while fans still don't know if the attack was to cover up a legitimate injury or something else, we do know Jade is training at the Performance Center. PW Insider reports Cargill has been spotted at the PC, and the current belief is that she'll be back for Wrestlemania 41. A rumor has it that Cargill's return will lead to a storyline where Assailant is revealed, resulting in Cargill and Belair dropping the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship without taking a pin. Now, this raises some interesting scenarios, including that Jade was attacked by Bianca or Naomi. But that's just the tip of the iceberg, as WWE could surprise fans with an alternate story. Next up is Jim Johnston back in WWE. Now, unfortunately, there's bad news to report, as WWE fans hopes that composer extraordinaire Jim Johnston returned to WWE are the result of a technical error. Inside the Ropes explain what led to this error, as on the February 3rd episode of Monday Night Raw, fans spotted an interesting name in the credits. Johnston was listed as being responsible for the New Day's theme song, leading to speculation that he was back in the fold of the sports entertainment giant. However, Fightful Select Sean Ross Sapp tweeted, "For those asking, Jim Johnston is not back with WWE and is not expected back." Fightful reports that Johnston's name was mistakenly put in the credits, resulting in the confusion. Now, Jim Johnston is a beloved figure among WWE fans for the many fantastic theme songs he composed during his roughly 30-year run in the promotion. This included entrance music for D-Generation X, The Undertaker, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Mr. McMahon, to name a few. Sadly, WWE opted to release him in 2017, and one of the biggest complaints is that WWE superstars' entrance themes are generic, something evident by fans' inability to tell who just entered the Royal Rumble when the WWE plays their theme song, apart from the most popular superstars, that is. Next up, another superstar sidelined by an injury. That's bad news for Apollo Crews fans, as a former IC champion and United States champion has confirmed the rumors that he is injured. Crews took to Instagram to inform the WWE Universe heading into surgery today. A few weeks ago on SmackDown, I tore my pec, an unfortunate situation. Sometimes you do everything right, but there are just some things beyond your control. I'm looking forward to the road ahead, attacking it with a positive and unstoppable mindset. Now we're wishing Apollo a fast and full recovery. And finally, Hollywood eyeing Alexa. Last but not least is Hollywood looking at Alexa Bliss as a possible commodity. PW Insider has an interesting report on Little Miss Bliss following a return at Saturday's Royal Rumble. Bliss's big reaction at the Royal Rumble caught the attention of some in the Hollywood circles. Bliss has had several minor roles in Hollywood, including a supporting voiceover role in the anime series Sakamoto Days. But there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below. I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.